Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world of Wade. I thought I'd take a break from cars today because my car is back into the workshop again because I need 2 new wheel bearings. This will be like the 6th time in 5 years. I don't know what it is about Nissan Notes, but the car has to go in for a wheel bearing almost every year and a half and it drives me crazy. So I don't want to see another car today. So I thought, let's go off land into the sea. I'm going to be building the Hachette Partworks U-Boat U96. Said that the wrong way round as well. This is going to be one of those days today, isn't it? Got me sprue cutters because we're still continuing the engine room, and obviously this build has got lots and lots of sprues. If you want to get this for yourself, I have put a link in the video description, and you've also got that QR code on the screen. I'm going to jump straight into it. Haven't really looked at the instructions. We don't actually get physical instructions for this. They're all online, so I'm having to look at it for a PDF file. But let's do that now. Without further ado, let's get cracking. Okay, so if you remember, we were starting the engine room. We had created this and we'd also got this bulkhead just here. And it's this bulkhead that we're going to be working from today with all the new parts that we've got in this pack here. Fiddly parts means putting my magnifying glasses on. And the first pipe I need looks just like this. Now this is going to be going just along this door side here. Now, every time I put pieces in now, you're just going to have to take my word for it that I have glued them into place, okay? Because otherwise it's just going to be a whole video of me gluing things. But I'll show you this one just to prove that I am gluing things only on the tabs there, and I put these into the little indents that I've got here. 1, 2, 3. So that's how that looks. Now when I'm putting parts in now, I'll just put them in and show you where they go. So this next one here is going to be going into the position just there, which adds some depth to these pipes, as you can see there. Then I've got a desk to put in. So I'm going to put some glue just on the edge of the desk here. And it's going to go into the indent just here. Looking like that. I've got these 3 wheels now to take off. These aren't car wheels. These are obviously wheels to open and close valves. So I've put this pipe in just there, and in this pipe we're going to be putting the larger of the wheels, which I've got here, and then the other 2 smaller wheels, which I'm going to put in, just going into the holes here and here, which my tweezers are going to help me get into place. I've got a very tiny detail here, which I'm not sure what it is. It looks like an acorn. That's going to go next to the wheel on this side. So that is how that's looking at the moment. I'm going to put that to one side, and I'm going to break out everything else that's left on sprues, because we're going to be making the engine oil distributor. This is going to be fun. Okay, so the way this goes is we've got this pipe system here, which is going to go into the center of this center part here, and then I'm going to be dropping a bit of glue into this so that I can put this plate here over the top. It's going to make one complete section now. On this side here, I've got another valve wheel to put on. I always find the challenge here is to get these perfectly perpendicular. But there you go. Bit of glue on the end of this pipe, because I've got a short pipe here to put on, which I'll put in, and I'll show you what direction that's going off in. Just like that. And then on the other side here, I've got a longer pipe which goes in the opposite direction. There you go. Pretty detailed. Okay, I'm just going to let that dry, put that to one side, and bring over the engine here. Okay, I want this little detail here now, and also this pipe, which I've got here. You just put some glue just on this tab, on this smaller pipe, because this is going to be going on the bottom this section, and then this is going to be going onto the lip of the engine just here. Let me just get that in. There we go. That goes in just like that. So as you can see, the pipe's going up there. Now under this wheel, you see we've got 2 lugs there. That's for this detail. And once again, this is annoying the hell out of me because this really is something we could have done before we put this into position here. And there you go, that's in there. Talk about making things difficult for yourself. Check that out. Okay, this little square detail here is going just into this hole on the back here. And with that in place, that's all there is to do in that stage. We're just not actually doing anything with this bit yet. So stage 70, more pipes. And we do have some screws this time. I'll get them open, I'm not sure what they're for yet. And just looking at these pipes, I'm going to need this one first, and the engine again. This is going to go on the side of the engine, just here into the hole in the metal section. And I'm going to put a little bit of glue just on the end here as well, because this is going to touch this box here. Let's wipe off the excess. That's the engine oil line I've just put in place there. Put that to one side to dry. Now I want to grab this pipe, and I've got a pipe to put on top of this. So on this side of the pipe, bit of glue for this long pipe here. Perfect. And on the other side, just a bit of glue in here for a smaller black pipe. So it goes off in that direction there. Bringing the engine over again, and what I want to do is put some glue just on the tabs of this black pipe, because this is going to go into the holes just behind this section here. So let me get this in and I'll show you what this looks like. When it's in though, it looks just like that. Trying to figure out where these pipes go is crazy. This is 70.6 and this is going to be going somehow in here, but there's no holes or anything for it. So, So this is pipe 70.6. That's going to go in next. Now there's a hole just into this section here. I don't quite know how I'm going to get this in here, but I'm going to sort of put it in and twist it and see if that works. Oh, it did. Look at that. So that's that pipe in there. The next pipe, which is 70.8, looking like this. Put some glue just on the tab at the end here. That's going into the small hole just here. And then the last pipe, again, I'm just going to put some glue just on the top of this tab here, which goes into the hole just at the top of the pipe we just put in. And there you go, that's that pipe in as well. I'm going to tell you now, I don't understand the order these things are going in. This is making it so hard putting these in now. I'm finding it very annoying. Okay, we've got some photo etch looking like this that I'm going to need to take off this photo etch now. Now for this, all we have to do is just rock them backwards and forwards and they'll just drop off. We're going to be bringing over what we created in the last stage, and I'm going to be putting some glue on pretty much everything. Because I'm going to be getting all of these tops into place. So let me put them all on and I'll show you what they look like. Very tiny. To get realism, you really do need to make sure they're perpendicular. So that's one on. Loads more to put on there. I'm finding putting them on, pressing them on with my finger here so I can line them up and then push them on is really helping. I sort of like push down on my finger so it sticks to my finger. That'll enable me to get it on there like that, you see. I'm finding you just balance it on there, look, and then you can push it down with your tweezers and straighten them up. There you go, they're all in there. And I've got one in that side. I've got to do the ones on top now. That is hard, but there you go. They're all on. I'm going to let those dry gently, because on this bulkhead here, we've got some more to put on, just onto these sections here. You really do need a steady hand for this. And once again, one of these they want us to put on under the pipe that we put in before. Again, the order we're putting these on, it's annoying. I've got another one just over here, underneath this red wheel. And then the last one is just going on this side over here. And you know what I'm going to say? We could have put this on before we put that detail on there. Absolutely crazy, but there you go. They're all on there, looking good. We've got this pipe work that we've just been waiting to dry here. We're going to be putting that into position. And this is going to go under the desk into this hole just here. Just going to hold that till the glue dries. And there you go. As you can see, very detailed. Don't know how you operate these underneath the desk here. You'll have to sort of reach in. Oh, glad that's done. Let's put that to one side. That was a nightmare. Look, I've got my imprint of the magnifying glasses here. I need to put this bit in now, which means bringing up the whole U-boat. And that's looking just like this at the moment. Let me just move this down, because I'm going to be putting this piece here, probably best on the top camera, just over these two sections here and here. And I'm holding them in with these DP screws. Now, they're not mentioning the arrow on this. And I'd naturally think the arrow is meant to be going on that direction, but these screws are going in absolutely perfectly. So the arrow on mine is pointing towards the periscope there. I've got no idea if that's correct, but as you can see, it's got in perfectly there. Now, this bulkhead that we've got here, we just need to secure that now with a DP screw as well, which is just going to go through the hole just here. There you go. That's going in there like that. And there you go. That's the end of that stage. So scores on the doors. I'm now up to an hour and I've only done 2 stages. Hopefully this will quicken things up now though, because we've got another bulkhead that we're going to be doing here. And first thing I'm going to put in is the box section just here. Sprue cutters just to cut these pipes off here. Get some glue on this tab. The pipes sort of branch out, so this one's going to go on this side like that. This one's going to go on the other side. They're actually in different directions as well, so they can only go in one way. Perfect. Let's take off these crescent shaped parts, and also this one here. And I want to put these over the top of this section here. So I've got some glue inside there. Let's get these in. It's both of these that are going in here. So that's how that looks. Put some glue just on these pegs here. And this is going to go in this way. Cut off this detail here. And this circle here. This one goes in just underneath that section. Like that. Just some glue in the outer side of these pegs. As this goes into this point here. That's how that's looking. Then I've got this big black box to put in. This time I'm putting glue just on the outer edge there. This one goes in this side. And I've got one just to go in the other side. And then finally, just at the top, I've got this little tiny detail, which is just going into this indent here. So I'll drop some glue on that. It has got a direction it needs to go in, so it's going in that way. But that is all there is to do in that stage. So deceiving, this build, because it looks quite easy when you first see the parts, but there's so many little fine details. It takes forever. So I'm going to be doing the engine room deck now. So let's just cut these details off of here first. Piece these two halves together. Perfect. And then I've got a little part for the top here. Just hold that in place. There you go. That's how that's looking. Bring over the deck, and in the hole just here, that's where this is going to go. So I'm going to put some glue just around the base here. And it has got a keyhole pattern, so it can only go in one way. Just like that. I've got a little fire extinguisher here. That's going down this end into the hole here. Now I've got to detach the radiator, which is this detail just here. But I've got some photo etch, which I'm going to have to bend into shape here. So rather than use these, which has got a round edge on them, I don't want that. I'm going to be using these duckbill pliers, which have got a flat edge. So first things first, bend these tops up here. So I just want to make sure I've got them round the right way. We have got some bend lines in here. So I'm going to bend these ends up first. Like that. Do the same on the other side. So when they're done, that's how they look when they're bent up. Then I'm just going to bend up these flaps at the side, which I think actually I might be able to do that with my hand. No, I'm going to need this, which means holding that edge there and bending that up, as you can see. Perfect. Do the same on this side here, holding the long edge and then bending that up. I'm then in a position just to put some glue just on these points here and here to fit the radiator in. Looking good. Then I'm going to be lifting this side up now, which has got a bend line in it. So see if I can, yep, I've got that on there. So that's going to fit over the top of that radiator pipe. Do the other side as well. Ah, very good. So that's how that's looking now. Bend the other sides up. And then finally, these bottom sections we just bend down. Then this is where I can probably use my smaller pliers here just to get everything square. Now, cut off this base here, put some glue into each of these points, and put these into position here. Now with these legs, you've got small and large, but they seem to have gone in okay. But there you go. Now this is going to be going into the positions just here. So I've dropped a spot of glue in each one, turn this over and get this into position here. And I'm just going to hold that into place. Now we do have this section here, which we don't do anything with at the moment. And there you go, that was some crazy 4 stages there. I think the total recording time is 1.5 hours, but obviously we've done all of that detail there. We created a lot of photo etch and bending, very reminiscent of when we built the Bismarck, looking like that. We created another bulkhead, looking like that. And then obviously the amount of pipe work that we did on that engine there, oh wow. But these are getting really fiddly. Anyway, I really hope you liked that video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. Other than that, take care.